Hey guys, James and Keisha back with
Say what?
James and Keisha, and we're having our movie review for the month of January. And we're gonna mix it up, do it a little different. We're going to tell you guys the best movie that we saw in the month of January. And so far, we think it was The Beekeeper. Now,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, if you have not seen these movies, you may want to watch this review after you've seen it. But Beekeeper is one man's brutal campaign for vengeance. It takes on national stakes after it's revealed he's a former operative of a powerful organization known as the Beekeepers. Now, Jason Statham is known for bringing that action. He is just a powerhouse when it comes to action on the screen. He was the transporter.
Yeah.
What else he played in? Did he play in?
In the Expendables.
In the Expendables. He was also in the movie with Tyrese and them, the car movie, Fast and Furious. Yeah, so I thought that was an excellent movie, and it lets you know you have to be careful. You have to be mindful in this day and age when people call you or when they're asking for your personal information. If you don't feel comfortable, hang up and call back the number you have for the organization that you do business with. Don't get taken advantage of. And that's what the movie was about. He was basically getting vengeance for all those people that have gotten taken advantage of, especially the elderly people.
Yeah. The elderly people get taken a lot. And Felicia Rashad was the lady he was staying with. And she got taken for everything. And in the movie, he said she was the only one that ever took care of him. So he took care of everybody that took her. Yeah. His name was Adam Clay in the movie. He's like John Wick without the gun.
And it wasn't like he was staying with her like that. He was renting property from her.
Yeah.
But he cared deeply for her, and he made them pay. That's all I have to say about that.
In the worst way.
They deserved it.
Yeah.
Like the song, they deserved it. So I definitely enjoyed Beekeeper. It was worth every penny, and I would love to see it again. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I would watch it again. I mean, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yes, and he's a terrific actor.
Yeah.
Next, we have The Iron Claw, and this is the true story, which I've never heard of these gentlemen. I was not into wrestling. The Von Erich brothers, who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the 1980s. Who would have thought? I thought they were just acting. Through tragedy and triumph, the brothers seek larger-than-life immortality on the biggest stage in the sports. Now, I have to say, I'm not into wrestling at all, but it was a great movie. And
I used to look at the wrestling back in the day. I did.
I think that we were all, when we were younger, forced to look at wrestling because my grandmother watched it, but I knew it was fake.
Flair,
I knew it was fake, but
Dusty Rhodes,
I never got into it.
Road Warriors.
I was never the Junkyard Dog. I was never a fan like that. Now, I knew about The Rock and Hulk Hogan, but yeah, it was a great movie. And the gentleman that played the lead role, Zac Efron, he didn't even look like himself in the movie.
Yeah, jacked up for that one. He was jacked.
I couldn't even tell that he was the same guy from 17 again and all those other movies that I love to see him in. But he did a great job playing one of those Von Erich brothers. All the brothers did a great job. They really did. It was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. That is number 2 as far as the movies that we saw in the month of January. Now, I never heard of him. Have you guys? But you did some research on him, and what did you find out?
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing Kevin Von Erich wrestle Ric Flair back in the day. Now, I can tell you about this in the movie. The guy who played Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
You got to have somebody to play Ric Flair.
Yeah, I remember Ric Flair.
Terrible playing Ric Flair.
Terrible, yeah.
He didn't do a good job at all.
Ric Flair was Rowdy Ric Flair, wasn't he? Was that his name,
No,
Rowdy?
you thinking about Roddy Piper.
Well,
Ric Flair.
Flair was rowdy too, because he was just larger than life back then.
But also the Von Erich brothers, they all, except for Kevin, they all had tragic deaths. Two of them committed suicide. The first kid that was born, he died as 5 years old
when he passed away.
One brother had a stomach, his intestines.
He had an intestinal
problem, but they all had tragic deaths, except for Kevin Von Erich. And their dad was rough. He was tough on them. But he just wanted them to be champions in the wrestling arena. I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he thought when it came to like they had a say so in it, since everybody knows wrestling is a script. But it was a real good movie. I mean, it was sad situation. But another thing I didn't like about it, they had another brother named Chris Von Erich that they didn't even put in the movie. I didn't understand that. He was not even mentioned in the movie, period. And that took away a little something from me. But it was a good movie, though.
Overall, it was still
a
number
good
2
movie
on our list.
That's number 2.
And up next, we have Night Swim. Now, I have to tell you, I couldn't wait to see this movie from the previews. Every time we go to the movies, you'll see a preview of this movie, and I couldn't wait to see it. I couldn't wait. Now, we were supposed to go one Tuesday night, but it was like we had a storm, kind of like a tropical storm. It was raining, winds blowing, so everything closed early, even the movie theater. So the next Tuesday, we and our cousin Eddie went with us to go see it. And I have to say, it wasn't what I expected, but forced into early retirement by a degenerative illness, former baseball player Ray Waller moves into a new house with his wife and 2 children. He hopes that the backyard swimming pool will be fun for the kids and provide physical therapy for himself. However, a deep secret from the home's past soon unleashes a malevolent force that drags the family into the depths of the unescapable terror. Now, it started out promising.
Yeah, it started out pretty good.
It did, but somewhere it lost me. It didn't live up to my expectations for the film. It lost me somewhere. I can't even really describe it, but yeah, it's number 3 on the list of 4. But it wasn't what I expected. I was disappointed, actually, when I saw the movie. I don't know what I thought the movie was going to be. I thought it was going to be better than it was, but it just the I guess the overall theme of the movie, what the pool represented, the sacrifice you had to make, what it needed, the water, it was just crazy. You have to see it.
It wasn't what I thought it would be either. And I mean, even as far as it being the night swim and things happening, it was part of the movie where it was happening in the daytime. So.
So what was the purpose of the night swim? But it was. It wasn't what we expected, or it wasn't what I expected. I couldn't wait to go see this movie, and when I left, I was like,
no.
Yeah, that wasn't it. So yeah, I was disappointed, to say the least. It really was. And number 4 on a list of 4 is ISS.
That's ranked 4.
Yes, and I didn't really know what this was. The pickings were slim this week for movies that premiered because of my new schedule when I got off. However, tensions flare in the near future aboard the International Space Station when a worldwide conflict breaks out on Earth. Soon, the U.S. and Russian astronauts each receive orders from the ground. Take control of the station by any means necessary. Now, I don't even know if it started out promising, but the gentleman, and I'll put his name in the video, that was in Air.
Yeah, the agent.
He was the captain?
Michael Jordan's agent, yeah.
He was the captain in this. And I like him. I think he's a pretty good actor. But the rest of the movie, I just really didn't get the point of it.
Thought it would be more action when they said that, because what happened USA, it was some, I think, nuclear war, looked like nuclear bombs. Was they on the International Space Station, so they can see pretty much Earth. They can see Earth, and they were getting flashes, and then not too long after that, both U.S. and Russian people contacted them and told them, man, take over the space station by any means necessary. And both of them got the same message. So, I mean...
Babe. Okay, last on the list, 1 to 4, is ISS. Now, we didn't have a huge selection when we chose this movie because of the lateness of the hour when we were going to go see it. But ISS is about tensions flaring in the near future aboard the International Space Station when a worldwide conflict breaks out on Earth. Soon, the U.S. and Russian astronauts each receive orders from the ground to take control of the station by any means necessary. Now, one positive was the gentleman, and I'll put his name in the video, who played in Air, Michael Jordan's agent.
Agent, yeah. Michael Jordan agent.
He was the captain, and I like him. He's a good actor. But it was just a little on the boring side to me.
Not enough action, for one. Once they got contact, both parties got contacted. And plus it was only 3 from each side, 2 guys and a female
women.
on
2 women. Mm-hmm.
No. So it was not really
a large
lot
cast.
Of action.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're gonna take over something, it's gonna be more action. It really wasn't.
And then it was, again, spoiler alert, it was you know you got this message to take over the ship. You know they probably got the message because they speak in Russian. Then all of a sudden the antenna breaks. The Russians tell you the antenna breaks. And you're going to go fix it?
By himself, the American.
You're going to trust them? Sound like a setup to me. But it went downhill from there. It went downhill pretty bad. And everybody was like turning on everybody. And it just went nowhere.
Even American turning on American.
Right. But it went nowhere fast. It just
seemed like it could have been better, but that didn't really do nothing for me.
Unlike Night Swim, where I expected it to be better, and I didn't know what to expect, and it did not meet any expectations. So
it's number 4 in the month of January.
Yes, we don't recommend it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.